wide load.
Okay, good. All right, now I know which ones to jam.
Ooh wee. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's funny because I was like telling you where to look, and I'm like, oh, where do I look?
Now where do I go?
I swear we're professionals.
I legit like spent an hour working on like setting all this stuff up with Sonny.
It looks
Thank you,
good,
Sonny,
though.
for being here and setting
Thank you,
it up.
Sonny.
Thanks, Sonny.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Because we're your friends.
Welcome everybody to a brand new episode. To a brand new episode
Hell yeah.
of a video version too. This is like episode 95, but episode 2 of the video podcast.
That's just confusing.
Yay!
Yay!
I personally think we should rehash all the old episodes and just like do it again just for the video, like because we're doing a video version.
Oh.
I mean, it will have better audio now.
Right. And then the topics are kind of like refresh. Like we could kind of
revisit, yeah.
That, and even
Not
in
a
the
bad
earlier
idea.
episodes.
just sit on it. Sit on it.
Yeah.
Let it.
Oh, Monica said that she's cool to get interviewed.
Oh.
So Monica
Ooh, that's
rocks.
sweet.
Yes, she was the lead level designer at Ubisoft.
Toronto. She was the first intern at Ubisoft Toronto. She joined. She is a record holding speedrunner of Mega Man and Contra.
Get the fuck out.
That's so exciting.
She is, to me,
Her house is amazing.
yeah. He just went over to her house's but to me, she's like one of the coolest and funniest people I've ever met. And she just has like zingers, like she's very witty, but she is, how do I describe it? Just a real gamer. You know what I mean? Like I am not a gamer. Like let's be real, I'm not. She
You're a
is
fake gamer girl.
She's way more of yeah, I'm a gamer girl.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
she is a
Toby.
straight up gamer.
What?
Gamergate the fucking podcast, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Gamergate.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
picturing
man.
like Sketch posting like selfies of himself in like just a t-shirt, like licking
What's
a
up,
controller.
guys? Ready to play Valkyrie, Valorant,
Valkyrie or Valorant?
Valorant.
know what it is?
I don't even know what the game.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm really, I'm playing Fortnite. That's what real gamers play. Fortnite.
Truly. But no, this sounds awesome. I look
yes.
forward to
Super cool.
Totally down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been kind of working out, trying to get some of the guys here to record, but we'll see. I don't know.
Cool.
There's plenty
We've
of.
got a lot on in the pipeline.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to do. I mean, now we have more setups, more lights, cameras,
Though
action.
technically, if this is a first-time viewer or
Yes,
listeners listening, who are we? We're Your Friends Podcast. We're just a couple of artists who like to get together, hang out, share in our friendship, and enjoy the arts in all its form. So, welcome back. My name is Alvaro Cruz, Chilean Storm, joined with Toby Medeiros
Sup, bitches?
Yeah, that's your name.
Maddsketch.
Yeah, that's my name.
Yeah.
Damn right, that's
right.
That's my name.
Yeah.
What's my name?
Yes, that's right. DMX.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Sketch.
Don't you drive when you're drinking. You better stay home or stay with your friends. Sleep on that couch. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you insert
That-
the more you know.
The more you know.
You know what? That is actually good.
If your
feedback.
buddy's drinking, you take their keys. They don't go home. Or better yet, you just give them the Uber.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace
Yeah.
to my favorite rapper of all time.
Favorite?
Yeah,
It
he's
was
my
our studio,
favorite.
I'd pour out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's our studio, then we'll just make a mess. Just
Yeah, then we'll just start pouring out coffee.
Oh yeah.
pour out to my home.
But like, you know what? We could do this in another episode, but like, kind of getting into DMX's themes of like faith, spirituality, and
I'm all for anybody who is their art is about conveying emotion in the most rawest way, and he's like that. Him, Kid Cudi, I think Nas is like that.
Yep, yeah.
Music wise, like it's like that kind of stuff. Like Kendrick Lamar to me is like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are like my top current rappers that I like that are that really convey emotions and vulnerability and stuff. Like J. Cole is a very vulnerable, like his lyrics are very vulnerable to like what a person might like, feel. It's not like because everyone in rap is like, I'm the best. You are not the best because I'm the best.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
It's very like ego boosting kind of stuff.
Bravado.
Yeah, bravado.
And in some ways, like art is like the same thing for me. Like I like, I like Basquiat because it's like his whole thing is about like his life and the tortured stuff that he's been through. So like Jean-Michel Basquiat is like, he's like all about that.
You appreciate
Or even
that.
like who's the crazy guy? Well, Ralph Steadman is also
Crazy.
Yeah, you had to be. A
he's
bit
not
more
crazy.
specific.
He's not
This is
crazy.
artist. You're talking
Yeah.
about.
He's not crazy, but fuck. He has like horror art. Like they've been like using. I talk about him a lot. Like like the horror, like in the Halloween stuff. I was talking about like this guy with like the, he had like Notre Dame, the Notre Dame like cathedral or whatever, and he had it like shaped like he painted it as like bones. Like it just looked crazy.
It's fucking cool though.
Starts with a B. No, not Bacon.
No? Because it sounds like something.
It's like
we
it's a
would have
Polish guy.
fuck.
B-
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Blazinski or something like that.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's crazy. You will learn more about how. Bye.
I love that Sonny said he will quietly leave at 1:30.
Well, then I just ruined the whole thing.
Like goodbye.
I mean,
Farewell.
acknowledge him.
I like the vulnerable openness and we
Yeah.
don't. It's not. This is not.
There's no secrets between us.
It's not breakfast television. We don't
No.
have to have like some kind of. For the Canadian people, they would know what the hell that means.
Yeah, everyone else is just like, the fuck.
Everyone in America and Mexico, they'd be like, "¿Qué?"
Que mierda.
Both those countries.
Is that like
they
a
will say.
mukbang, but like only for breakfast?
I've always found that name so weird.
What?
Mukbang.
Yeah.
It sounds so disgusting.
It does sound
It sounds
gross.
like porn.
It
Well-
does sound like a gross word.
It sounds
Yeah.
like gangbang, mukbang. It's
Which
like,
I mean, not far
you
from
are
the
putting
truth.
things in your mouth.
Yeah, multiple things. It's an overwhelming amount. Not a lot of people find it pleasurable. It's a little bit off-putting.
Oh my god.
There you go.
You're-
Argument made.
We're stopping there.
Done.
Do you guys remember in like the late 2000s, there was the McDonald's combination of the McDouble and the Junior Chicken?
No.
They called it the
What?
They called it the McGangbang.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Yep.
You-
Just a
Just in
secret
America.
menu item.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What?
You combine
It's-
both sandwiches together on top of each other, and you'd eat it up.
Didn't we do that
What?
once?
Oh,
Yeah. And we also did the
We've done some
earth, air, and sea, or land, earth, and sea, or whatever the fuck it's
yeah.
called.
Yeah, we've
Where
done
you
some
combine-
gross food combinations.
Yeah.
I say we do more of those videos.
Fucking brilliant.
You know what? Ever since I uploaded the first video,
Yeah.
I hope you guys watch those. Watch that one. But I've been like kind of wanting to do more videos and like make more and like
Oh,
edit
sure.
more. And there's just so much like we can actually do with them now.
Yeah.
But it's been really funny. And also a little bit mind-numbing to be watching us for an hour and then cutting.
Get the editing.
I'll admit that.
Fair
It's
enough.
a little bit mind-numbing. I want to shoot myself in the head, but
Yep.
but it's great. I love it. It's great.
But by the
It's,
time you upload it, you're just like, I don't want to hear my voice anymore.
But you have to. It's your voice.
a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
got no choice.
I know the
Yeah.
feeling.
It's it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. As I said before, I listen to our podcast at least 5 times before uploading. And by the end of it, I'm like, I hate myself.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot. Like I don't know how you guys watch us.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't know. I'm being a little bit. This isn't funny.
Yeah. It's like, why do you guys watch us? By the way, please watch us. Please listen to the
We're
podcast.
so good.
We're so funny.
We're so funny.
The funniest.
At least my mom thinks so. So,
Thanks,
So
Barb.
sore. Thanks, Mom.
she is kind of like an all-around mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, what's her main character trait? Mom.
Whenever we're at their house, it's like I don't know. I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't
Good
know.
times.
You guys want some food? Anything
Yeah.
to drink? Any weed?
Anyway, I love
Here's a bong. You need it?
Yeah.
Barb knows. Barb
I also have some edibles if you guys don't want to smoke.
Barb knows.
It's great.
It's good times.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing.
Hell yes. So
What are we talking about
one
today?
thing we're gonna be talking about multiple things today.
Duh.
Technically, so one thing that we've done a lot on the audio podcast, every now and then, like every 20 episodes or something like that, we do a 3 for 3.
Tres for tres.
That's right. So what that means is we each bring a small topic to the table and we kind of give it a little bit of time, but it's like a round table kind of discussion on different things that are on our minds. So yeah.
Do you have one? I don't know if I have one.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to go last because I don't.
Okay.
I have a few things in my head, but I'm like,
We haven't decided.
Yeah, I haven't
the
really
wheel hasn't
decided.
stopped spinning yet.
yeah.
I mean, I have like 2 or 3 in my head that I was like still fighting over. So Toby, if you want to get us started, and
Sure.
then I'll
Yay!
kind of-
Yay!
You know.
Because I have a topic.
Yay!
Yes, exactly.
So I've been watching a lot of videos lately on solar punk.
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know what solar punk is, hi, I will tell you. So I am not like an authority on solar punk, though I'm very new to it. But it's basically, it follows the same kind of structuring as like a cyberpunk or as like a diesel punk or a steampunk, except in the ways that those focus on like our future being dystopian and like technology fucking us over and all that stuff. Solar punk is very focused on working together with technology and nature and finding a sustainable future together.
Okay.
And a lot of, and you know, some people are like, oh, well, that's just hippies. It's like, no. Here's the punk aspect.
You're right.
All right. The punk aspect is that for solar punk to work, for it to succeed, we basically have to smash capitalism.
Done.
So
Let's do it.
as opposed to like regular punk aesthetics and like punk cultures, it's not so much about having this sort of like, fuck the system, tear it down, da da da. It's more, yeah, fuck the system. But we recognize if we tear it down immediately, we're all going to die. So here's what we're going to do. Here's our action plan. Here's how we can, you know, evolve with our technology. And here's our end goal.
So it's more like practical punk.
Yeah, it feels very practical in the way that it
Progressive punk.
functions. Yeah. Like it's very about like creating like urban gardens. It's very about investing in renewable energy sources and renewable technologies and things that can help us going forward in basically not destroying our planet.
What I find funny about that is that like every time we do like the punk stuff, because like, you know, the discussion of like basically like steampunk or like cyberpunk or like solar punk, it's like this like sneaky way to like get people to talk about the status of our civilization and then being like, why? But then we really get lost into like the aesthetics
Yes.
of it because a lot of kids don't really get it, or like a lot of people just don't really like want to get in there more. But like it at least like pushes people's like thoughts a little bit. Like there are people that it gets through their heads and then they start really like thinking about it. In some ways, like I think that's like the cool propaganda now to get people to kind of really consider these like thoughts and these ideas and stuff like that versus like, you know, regular propaganda, which is like everything's like hunky dory and it's great. Meanwhile, our planet's dying.
Exactly.
So
And that's actually a huge thing that I've learned with solar punk is this term called greenwashing, where it's not actually solar punk. It's essentially just being like, hey, here's a building. I've slapped some green stuff on it.
Yeah.
And it does a disservice to not only the solar punk movement, but also the art of solar punk. And that's really sort of where I've been placing a lot of my fixations. And it makes sense because a lot of solar punk art and culture originates from Hayao Miyazaki. He is like the god of solar punk without even trying.
Right.
There's even like a solar punk manifesto. And in the manifesto, one of the points is just Hayao Miyazaki. That's just... That is just one of the points. Like there's other points on there and it's just his name. That's it. Because he's so big on pushing that sort of environmentalism in his films.
Yeah.
And that sort of like positivity that if we work with nature, if we find a way to heal it and go back to that, that there is a way forward.
Yeah.
And that is so much a part of what makes solar punk. You know, especially like Castle in the Sky is like the perfect example
Right.
of that sort of solar punk aesthetic.
I actually think it's more prevalent in his like earlier stuff. It's super
Definitely.
all about environments like Nausicaa and like Castle in the Sky. Like those are heavy. Oh my God. Like not even Spirited Away.
Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke. Like
Yep.
those three are like heavy into that information.
Exactly.
And it's I don't know. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I dig that.
It's just so funny to me. Like, because me myself, like I am a huge Studio Ghibli fan.
Right.
And it makes sense that like once I started seeing like solar punk artwork, I was like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
What are you? You know, like robots like farming and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, why do I like this so much?
Oh my God, that one video that like somebody like I think it was a Colorado. No, it was not Colorado. It was like Oklahoma or some like city like did an animation of that. That's where it came from. It was like the commercial for their state or their city, and it's like robots like assisting with farming and like harvesting, but like in the future, most coolest futuristic way. And there's so much green in it. There's
Exactly.
so much green in it that you're like, wow. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of funny because like every time we go like to one direction, it just swings the other way completely a lot, right? So like we're just kind of coming out of like a major consumption of like cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So that does kind of make sense that we're like, no, fuck all this like dystopian future where we're all gonna die. Can we not?
Yeah.
Can you not, please?
But it makes sense because
Yeah.
like during the pandemic, what was one of the, well, I mean, they're at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
What was one of the most popular games that were released?
Cyberpunk.
Actually, Animal
What?
Crossing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because everybody was just so like depressed and in such a dark place that
Yeah.
going back to this like
We're looking
very
for, like, nature.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were looking for it.
Yeah.
We needed it.
Well, it was funny because, like, to correct myself, I guess what happened was because it was pre-pandemic, we had Cyberpunk. So we've been like feeding ourselves with like Blade Runner, 2049, and like Cyberpunk, and then the pandemic hit. We've literally fulfilled, like, locked in our homes, just using technology from the day we wake up, you know, the time we wake up and the time we have to go to sleep. It's all technology, Zoom meetings and like TV, video games,
You can't escape
ordering food, like literally never leaving the home. You know, it's kind of fucking insane. So we're like, here's Cyberpunk. Now you're going to live it.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
I think
I don't want this.
One thing, I can't remember where I heard this, but somebody once said that if you think about it, we're already in a cyberpunk world, except we don't have like cool like limbs and we don't have cool crimes going on.
I've always
Like,
wanted
you
to
know what
like
I mean?
film
Yeah.
like a short where it's like a slice of life, but it's like showing that our life right now is so futuristic.
Yeah.
Like it's super sci-fi that it's like but we're so desensitized by it that like it doesn't even if it is like we don't even care. We don't want it. Like I'm so
Yeah.
tired of this shit.
Well, like to that point, I was watching a video by, I think the channel's called Our Climate Change. I'll have to link it in the description. But he talks about how we've gotten so used to one-day shipping from like Amazon, let's say.
Oh my
That's
God.
pretty fucking futuristic. But it's horrible for the environment. But like
Yeah.
we're so used to it that there's so many people that don't want to give it up now.
It's kind of funny because we've made it like worse. Like
Yeah.
we've been working so hard about like doing, you know, trying to be like sustainable and like green stuff, recycle, and yet like delivery just really increased that. Like every tech, like it just came with a vengeance. It's like,
Yeah.
packaging for like every Amazon orders and stuff. And it's like, yeah, like the 1 day thing. And then like, crypto, like we don't even want cash. We want everything all like in the digital form, like currency wise.
Yeah.
And even that was like a crazy increase of like, power consumption, pollution, like, so it's like, yeah, we kind of like made it worse almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Cyberpunk made it worse.
Yeah. So now we're at a point where it definitely, this solar punk future is just looking more and more appealing.
It's definitely like a response to it. Like we wanted to get that back, and now we're like really like hungry for it, like yearning for it.
Exactly. And aesthetically, I am yearning for it because it is fucking beautiful.
It's getting to my feed now too. I'm starting to get more of it. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm getting a lot more of it.
Yeah, maybe it's like, hey, you like cyberpunk stuff. Do you want to maybe try this out? Hands you a seed.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'll click on that. There's a lot of artists too doing like speed painting with like, solar punk and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really neat.
Definitely.
I miss Seapunk.
Oh, Seapunk. Yeah, that happened for like a
for like a
flash.
second. It's just because the music was like insane.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That was like really neat and like really crazy. What was the other one?
There's a ton of them. There's Diesel, Steam, Cyber, and then Solar, and then C.
Yeah, Seapunk was just basically like the 90s aesthetic of like it's like the computer, the digital, like the CG testing on your computer, and it has like just like 3D models, like it's rendering 3D models and stuff. So back in the day, for NVIDIA and like old video cards to showcase in like conferences or whatever that like their graphics is like pretty, like their video cards are dope, is like they would show like these like different 3D shapes, and it could show like feng shaders and like blends and stuff and like reflections on water, but it's all like very, very, like if you look at it now, you're like, that's garbage.
Yeah.
That's fucking
It's
shit.
like that sort of reboot.
Yeah.
Style.
It all looks like reboot, but it's all happening in real time. So like, I guess like somebody got these videos and they were like using it to like cut to and like make these like wacky looking. It has like the Macintosh, like it's the Macintosh guy, this musician, and then like he had like a 3D bust statue, and then it has like pink triangles and like grids and like mountains in the back, and like that look was like that's where all that came from. Like that aesthetic is from Seapunk. It started from that, and then like Walmart background music stuff, and then slow it down to make it like the music, the voices are like super slow.
It almost has like a liminal space kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it feels very like not meditative, but yeah, definitely like you're in a mall and it's just closed and you're the only person there, and in the distance you can hear like the gates closing.
Yeah. And it's like dun, 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 dun. But like what I love about that is that like it was musicians trying to introduce like anti-capitalism ideas. Like it's also still talking about fighting the power, like, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
That like even that had that aspect to it. If you just kind of like go into the rabbit hole and like see visuals of it, and like, because there's like other artists that had like music with visual illustrations and like website experiences, I guess, in a sense. Like I think that's gonna be, I think I'd like for that to come back, like using websites to kind of create more of like an art piece in a sense.
Definitely.
So,
well, like I think I like these punk aesthetics that are kind of popping up because they are definitely a crossroads between art and like politics.
Yeah.
And also solutions.
Yeah.
Like a huge part of these sort of aesthetics are either coming from a warning, cyberpunk, or a solution, solar punk.
Yeah.
And that to me is a really interesting part of art and media created within these like spheres.
Yeah.
Is, I feel like things like cyberpunk or dieselpunk or steampunk are kind of shouting out into the universe like, hey, watch the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then there are these other punks that are answering back and being like, yeah, yo, we hear you. Let us help.
Yeah.
And it's very much this like, you know, response and answer kind of relationship.
Like offering a different idea.
Yeah. It's like a conversation, all
Yeah.
of these aesthetics existing within this punk space.
Right.
And it's both beautiful and interesting
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty cool. I want to look for more of it. If you have any good videos that you
I will link a bunch of them and I'll also send them to you.
Sweet.
Because there are two recommendations that I'll close out with for both you guys and for the audience. One is the Our Climate Change channel.
Okay.
Really cool stuff, not just solar punk, but also solutions for the future in tech that can lend to like sustainability. And then there's St. Andrewism, and he is just this really rad dude who's like super into solar punk and just breaks down a bunch of shit that you can
Wow.
do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's super fucking rad. So yeah, I'll post both those guys in the description below as
Nice.
well. So good shit.
He's so quiet.
I know. I thought he was like falling asleep at one point because I saw him like.
I'm not used to it. I'm not used to
No,
it.
I'm just thinking, man. I was just
You know, we're in a show, right?
yeah. But like, okay, if you give me a second here, because like, is this not all just images, right? Is this just not all presentation of
No.
like of just like ideas, right? Like that's the commodification of like just ideas, like nothing else. Like how you present yourself online, you can do anything.
Yeah.
You can create this perfect version of yourself that's not real.
Okay.
You know, you can create this perfect world that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can create, like, based on images, sounds, and all sorts of things.
Sorry.
You can, like, you create a virtual world that's not real, but you exist inside of it. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
that's what I was calling greenwashing.
yeah. But
So
like,
that is leaning into the aesthetic, but not actually living or doing anything to contribute to that sort of solar punk ideology.
right, but like, I guess like creating images based with these ideas is still just creating images, right? Like, I guess it's just, it still exists within the space of the hyperreal and not in the real. The real is going to a forest and planting a tree and nobody finding out.
Yeah, that's
Right.
also solar punk.
But like,
That's
but
the movement.
But the hyperreal is drawing a comic sequence of that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and in one sense, you could inspire somebody with the comic sequence of somebody planting a tree, but the real is like taking seeds and like actually planting them, I guess. Still, obviously thinking about this stuff, right?
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm thinking about
Yeah.
it is that we live in a world right now where people are very easily influenced by what they see on Instagram.
Yeah, or anything, any social media, like even
But
even
if
this.
you have a promotion of whether it's visual, music, or literature, because solar punk is not just it's not just like the picture. It's about everyone looking at these pictures and then having a conversation through Discord or whatever about this thing that they like, right? And
Like us right now.
Yeah, you got to look at like the whole movement, like the whole thing as a unit, like what it's doing and what it's generating is the conversations. That's all it takes.
And I mean, the meta aspect of this is that somebody's going to be consuming this content on YouTube, and
Yeah.
and that already creates a separation, right? Like that. It's really meta kind of ideas here, because then it's like, okay, I watch this video, I hear this idea, I hear this participation. Now, you can either sit with that information, or you can actually go to your friends, oddly enough, and have this conversation and be like,
Which is what I did.
yeah, like shit.
Yeah, but I
gotta-
wouldn't have
yeah.
found this concept and I wouldn't have found any of this if I hadn't found the artwork.
But
That's
guess-
kind of
And
the
now it's got me
power.
thinking
Yeah.
about it.
But I mean, this podcast is about talking about images and like all the communications
Yeah.
that it conveys,
Yeah.
right? And that's literally solar punk. That's
Yeah.
literally what it does, right?
But I guess there is a fear in the complacency of images, in the sense that I'm okay with the aesthetic of it all, right? And that you just sit there with the aesthetic.
Yeah.
You don't take part in the action of doing more instead of just presenting, right? Because like you could be fine. You can get away with just being the images, right? Taking the action does take a lot more work. And
Yeah.
granted, some do take the action, but the need for action needs to be more important than the presentation.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I think what movies and what music and all the other stuff does is it encourages people to do those good things, right? What I don't stand for is people going on like either Facebook or Twitter and being like, I don't like this, I oppose this, and blah blah blah. Look at me, I'm an activist. No,
Yeah.
you're fucking not.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Right?
You get a lot of that,
But,
right?
but to me,
Yeah.
that's dumb. If you're creating art to inspire people and help people, like through inspiring them of like, because like for the longest time, I was like we were just talking about, like cyberpunk have made people depressed.
Yeah.
And like it's cool to be like, you know, look how fucked up this is. But that's just like cyberpunk always is like stating how terrible dystopian futures are. But it's never showing you like what's actually better. And what I like about solar punk is that it's actually showing you like this is the ideal thing, right? Introducing an idea to me is the action. Because if you're just like saying shit like I don't fucking like this, all right, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
What do you think is a better? At least tell me what's better.
Yeah.
Solar punk, it like shows me what's better.
There's hope.
Yeah,
There's hope when we feel there is none.
hope.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
which
it's
is
not
important.
like some kind of like. It's not like some kind of Disney-esque propaganda of like everything is great. It's like
No,
showing
yeah.
you like, no, it should be like this. And you know what? That's what I hate about all the other stuff, you know, back in the day, because whenever they would show something that would be like, hey, let's like be, you know, better about our city and like make it green and make it this. And everyone goes, that's corny. And now we're going to make it cool so that people that grow up seeing that from high school to college, they're going to want to get into agriculture. They're going to want to do, you know, do better in civil engineer work and actually like implement all these ideas. And like, you know, there are like places in Europe where like it is required for every rooftop to have a green, you know, a grass or something that grows so that it's actually like, you know, outweighing the you know, the CO, I don't know, whatever.
carbon emissions.
Carbon emissions and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like, it all starts from like being like influenced in some ways, right? That's why you get influenced all the time. That's why you the things that you like are always based
Yeah.
on like, you know, whether it's literature, visual, or music.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that there's absolutely no power in these ideas for sure. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. It's just that, you know, there is like a kind of complacency in today's world. Now, how did that happen? Why does that happen? There's many reasons. We really can't get into it because like dissecting it goes all the way down
Yeah.
the spiral.
Yeah,
right?
and is off the topic.
Yeah, exactly. So like, but there is this kind of feeling where it's like, I'm okay with just presenting as an idea, not going
Yeah.
further, you know,
Which is
And-
what they're
and,
looking to eliminate.
you know, it's not in this room, obviously not, you know,
Yeah.
but you know, on a massive scale, like there is things where we're conscious of the problem, but we're not doing anything to really solve the problem, right? Or maybe we are,
yeah.
and it's moving slowly. I don't know. You know,
Yeah,
like,
well-
there's that too, right?
But
Yeah.
that's more about like what you want and what's actually happening. And
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, there's a lot of things you don't know that's happening there. There's a kid that graduated and came up with an idea, like an invention, to clean the ocean.
Yeah,
Literally,
that kid.
and now it's actually happening. Like
Yeah.
he's literally sweeping the world, and it's hard. It's been taking years, but it's happening.
Yeah.
And like,
We just need to be patient.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things. Like, there's some things that I like to look up, and as much as I can learn about what's good that's actually happening in the world, but there's a ton that I don't know that's happening. And
Yeah.
then Sonny would like, show me like, oh, check this out. That's crazy. And I go, whoa, that's so cool. But, I like to encourage that like those vibes are happening versus going, yeah, are you actually doing anything with that? I don't know. I mean, who knows? But
Yeah.
at least it's like not like this fucking world sucks ball dicks and like I hate it.
No.
Which
You know
is
what I mean?
kind of like, again, against
I'm not saying
their,
you're saying that, but I'm saying there's a lot of people that are like that.
yeah, which is like, yeah, kind of against what solar punk aims to do. They aim to be like, no, we can be optimistic about our future, and here are things that we can do. And I suppose to close off the topic, I will say some of the things that are suggested by solar punk to make the world a better place,
Yeah.
to kind of like push forward these ideas to others.
Yeah.
So a major one is called, I believe it's called seed bombing. And there are tons of videos across TikTok that teach you how to make them. So there's art and media coming in clutch. Basically what you do is you take clay and you take compost and you take seeds that are native to your area. You wrap them up in a little bomb. And then as you're passing by like certain areas, you just fucking chuck them
No fucking way.
and they grow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's advised that when you do this in areas that you commonly pass by, so that you can
Yeah.
keep checking on your seeds and making sure they're growing and they don't need anything.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. A lot of people will do this in like, those like concrete pillars that have like garbage in the middle of it.
Yeah.
They'll basically just like pack soil and shit in there and compost, and then they'll plant some seeds in there so that things grow out of that concrete.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, fuck you. Here's some fucking greenery. Like it's the most punk gardening you can think of. So another thing is,
That's crazy.
right? It's
The implications
hilarious.
of that is I'm like my head is like running through so many hoops of
Yeah.
like, oh man, but still.
Like one motherfucker skateboard, like he's on TikTok again, and he skateboards around with a fucking salt shaker full of just native seeds that he
like-
just like shakes around as he's like skateboarding.
That's insane.
It's like, fuck you, greenery.
Yeah, you know what's funny? The surprising thing, TikTok. TikTok is not just for anybody dancing or whatever. The information that gets spread through that is fucking bananas.
Yep.
Like you'll go in, you step in, you'll check it out for the lip syncing people and dancing, and you'll stay for the information, this limitless information that you get there.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much you learn.
Truly.
Yeah. That's amazing. I want to look that up. That's so cool.
There's a girl on TikTok who also teaches you what you can forage living in a city
Oh, cool.
to like eat, to like cut down on like grocery costs, but also like, be a little more environmentally friendly with what you're
Yeah.
eating. And she's hilarious because she gets super excited when she sees certain things. She's like, oh my God. And she'll like spurt out like the proper Latin name for it. It's hilarious. But one more thing that you can do to kind of like help with the carbon emissions is not relying on like typical cooling systems. So one
okay.
suggestion is there's the terracotta cooling systems. And these are cooling systems that are set up like a beehive made of terracotta.
Yeah.
And it's been proven that terracotta actually really helps with production of like cool air and cooling things off. And it's actually very useful in cutting down like your cooling bills.
Yeah.
So that is kind of another thing that they're suggesting that we should implement more. I've had several friends who have terracotta like water cooling units in their home as opposed to a traditional cooler, and they work. It actually keeps your water cold, and
Interesting.
it works great. And you don't have to get like a fucking cooler and go
Yeah.
through all these like disposable
Yeah.
plastic water bottles. Like it's
Yeah.
just, you fill up your terracotta thing and you're good, and it cools it down. So just those are just tiny itty bitty little things that have been suggested by the solar punk community to kind of help along. And there are bigger things like, I believe they're called like earth ships. Yeah, those fucking homes that are made from like tires and like clay and
They said it only works. They said it only works at like in like hot climates, but Canadians approved. No, we can
Yeah.
do it. We can do it.
exactly.
There's like ones up north on Ontario that like are like legit earth ships, and it's freaking sick.
Exactly.
It's really
Yeah.
cool because you have to know. I've looked this up a lot because I had like a whole. I had like a whole rabbit hole for like years where I really wanted to make a tiny home. I kind of still do.
Yeah.
But one of the other ideas that they proposed was earth ships, and it's cooling and heating. It's all just knowing the environment that you're at and like where the water and where the cool runs. You could really actually like do it without having to take up so much energy or you know, because like technology is kind of like forcing, you know, the environment to work within your means.
Yeah.
But using earth ships is like a way to kind of use what the earth is actually providing. Like the underground, like there's enough heating and cooling that you can actually like get from.
Wow, cool.
Especially like if there's like a proper amount of sun that gets into your place. Because like, you know, if you're like up north, you could still get a reasonable amount of heat from the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you keep that? And then how does it stay in? And then and you use it at night. That's kind of like the name of the game. And like having tires in your walls is actually a great way to keep it in, right? So it's a lot of cool. Yeah, I was obsessed with it for a while because I was like,
it's fucking awesome.
how? I was like, why is this not the future? And it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like
I really like the look of them.
Yeah, the architecture is gorgeous and like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like the design of it is like really cool and very natural and like, you know, there's big windows because you need to, that's how, you know, basically like a greenhouse. Like you're trying to keep in the heat, right?
Yeah, because the walls, there's something like the walls absorb the heat during the day, and then at night they slowly release them into the house to keep them warm.
And then if you want, like, if you need cooling, there should be like proper vents that come from, judging from where you are located, like where the winds naturally go in your place. You can actually have it like just open up vents, and it would like get it from the bottom because it cools from the earth, and then it comes out, and it's like nice and cool. Yeah. So it's awesome. Like just like the thoughts of like architecture and design for a house that is like using very little electricity. Really, I say very little because you know you still need internet or whatever, all that kind of stuff. Like you can use that and you just use solar power, and then just to like power those kinds of things, right? And also now like solar power technology is like we can really harness like the sun way better than we've ever done before. Yeah. Like, you know, I bought like my dad like $1,000 like solar panel. One of them, this thing was like $700 or something like that. It was like super cheap. It was at the time. But if you powered, like we calculated how much power they need. And if we just installed like 7 or 6 more of those in the garage, on the roof of the garage, it can power the whole house. Right? Wow. It's pretty sick. And then you're self-sustaining.
Exactly.
And it's like, we literally bought that from Amazon. Like, it's kind of nuts, right?
Yeah.
So,
and in this time where like our finances are so uncertain, the idea of being self-sustaining is so appealing.
Yeah. There's like rules.
No,
I mean,
sure.
I know the rules. You make power, you have to distribute that back to the system and all that stuff in Canada. So you can kind of technically either make money or like, you know, pay very little about your power, basically. Yeah. That's what happens. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. I dig it. Oh. My mic is falling down.
Stop hitting your mic.
It's falling down.
Just excuses.
I'm sorry. Okay, now it's. Let me just.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think if
we got
you're concerned,
way off topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean that happens with us all the time.
Still on top.
But I think like if your concern with the punk aesthetics is that they don't do a lot, then I really think that the solar punk kind of movement is something that you personally would find very interesting.
I'd say you should look into it because it might actually be something that would make you feel a little bit better.
I guess I come off a bit jaded and stuff like that, but like
I get it.
You know, it's just also like the world that the kids have kind of adopted in a way, and like that they're not at fault at that. You know, like they were born into images, right? On a level, millennials were born into images, but just not on a bigger case here, where you know kids are being born with screens in their hands.
I get
right?
it. Yeah.
It's that concern there, but like Toby brought up a fucking good point, man. You know, one thing that's been on my mind a lot, and I think maybe you can quote me on this: the happiest people in the world are people who have mobile like homes, like who live in their vans.
Yeah.
I think they're probably the happiest people in the world.
Maybe, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, no matter what, they still have a place where they can rest their head.
Yeah.
You You know, they still have a place where they can store their food and whatever items they really truly need, which, because you're in a van, can't be that much. You're not tied down to like these things, right? Yeah. So you're able to kind of live and focus on.
My money's on the youth.
Better things.
Yeah.
You know?
My money is on, like, my bet is on the younger people, because this is the first time that these people are growing up with so much information. We've never had this much information when we were kids.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things we didn't know about. Here it's like, to them it's about the detail, the information. And right now, like, because they're younger, they react viscerally to things that upset them.
Yeah.
So, but they're not fully getting the whole context. But I think as they get older, they will really understand how much content really matters. Like, a context really matters.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I don't know. I have a lot of faith in the future and what we're doing here, and I cannot wait for all the evil old people to die.
Yeah. I just like the idea of a bunch of punks who, rather than spray painting,
Just
like fuck society.
seeds.
Yeah, they're just throwing seeds everywhere.
Talk about playing the long game. God damn. That is,
I think that is like a way more fun way to be punk.
I have to say, that is the most rad thing I've ever heard anyone do. Like, yeah, plants, bitch.
Yeah. Fucking plants, and make sure they're native. We don't want no
Native plants,
invasive
son.
species, all right? Fucking with our ecosystem.
That's amazing to me. That's
Yeah.
that's so cool. And like, just doing that alone, like, it involves more research. And it's like, because we've tried everything. We've tried being abrasive and like loud and saying we don't want this, but then now it's like, no, let's do something about it now.
Yeah. You don't
Now
have
that
to
we
be
know
loud
the
about
know-how,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can still be sneaky, be sly, but like, the effect is like a long game, and like,
Yeah.
people won't know what to do with it once they start seeing it. They don't even know that that's like not supposed to be happening in the
Yeah.
city, but it's happening, and I made that happen. That's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
I agree.
Oh man,
I think it's fucking rad.
it's insane. I love it. That's so sick.
I love punk that does peaceful hippie things.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think one of the things as well is just like getting involved with nature, like going for walks within like forest areas
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Taking those moments to really connect with nature, I think, is one of the more important things to understand our relationship with nature as well.
Yeah.
Right. That even like just sitting under a tree reading a book, it connects you to that. Like, it's simple, yes, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
or planting, right? Like starting a plant in your room, seeing
Yeah.
it grow, and then you take it outside 6 months later, you put it in a pot. Those kind of moments as well connect you to nature, right?
Yeah. I have like no time.
I know.
I want to.
you want a
like,
plant?
yeah, I
Oh,
want to like
okay.
fill up my whole terrace with fucking plants. Like,
Yeah.
but, like, I don't have time.
I just kill plants. I want to be like, I want to have a green thumb so bad, and I keep
Yeah.
trying, and I keep
Well,
failing at it.
So I heard one thing. I saw. So I followed this person, Kristen something. I forgot. I'm gonna butcher the last name, so I'm not gonna do it. But
Okay.
her channel, I followed it for like maybe 7 to 8 years now. But all she does is cover tiny homes.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know who you're talking
I've
about.
showed-
I think she's like a blonde lady or
Yes,
something. Or yeah. Okay.
And
I've seen
she
her
like goes
videos.
all over the world, like reviewing and like showcasing like amazing homes. Like, she was one of her videos is like 100 square foot apartment in New York City, and it's like, how does this person live in this like ridiculously tiny space? And one of the person that she interviewed was this guy that used Arduinos to auto water like plant, like a plant box full of like stuff that he's like harvesting or whatever.
Oh.
And so, and I think it also like tweets out when it's being watered. So like the plant has like a life, like it's tweeting, live tweeting.
Like, I just got water, bitch.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So like it can check how much, and so it can notify your phone if it like, and you don't have to do anything. It actually automatically does everything for you. So
And
it's
that's
like
super solar
auto-planting.
punk.
Wow.
Exactly.
It's using technology
Yeah.
to encourage like ecology.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah.
There's also like I love this stuff. Like there's one that's like a wall harvest or wall planting.
Is it the vertical?
Yeah.
In Detroit, didn't they do that?
Yeah. And you could just use like 2-liter bottles, like 2-liter Coke bottles, the plastic ones, and like reverse it so that the water basically goes up and it trickles all the way back down. And then you can have an opening to kind of have, and they were growing like strawberries and like cherry tomatoes and like really cool stuff. And I was like, oh my God, it's like urban planting basically. And it's like, I want that.
Yeah.
I want that so bad. And then like, a time nap with like a Raspberry Pi so that it could actually auto plant all that shit. I mean, it's just cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So maybe that'll be my future hobby. My mom is like a gardener now for sure.
Yeah,
like
is she still on TikTok?
She's not on TikTok. She's on YouTube.
YouTube, that's what it was.
And like, because she's in the Philippines right now, we're going to see her in a few weeks, but she's in the Philippines right now, so she's not growing anything. How dare you?
I know.
You're the worst.
I just hit the mic. I'm so mad.
I would never do such a thing.
I'm so sorry.
I can't wait for you to hear this episode because there's a lot of these springs that are going on.
I'm so angry.
It makes it natural, okay? We're real. We're being real.
Are we?
You know what I'm saying? We're real.
We're keeping it
Yeah.
real.
Speaking of
Keeping
being
it
real,
real.
we accidentally did an entire episode
full
on
episode of-
Solarpunk. I suggested it as a 3 for 3 because I didn't think there was enough content there for a full episode.
Clearly,
But
Turns out-
clearly there is.
I was wrong, guys.
Well, I mean, we do have to think of it on a broader scale, everything, because in a way, art was used to convey messages early on, messages of God, right?
Yeah.
Capture the power of His
You
Almighty.
say messengers of God.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We're not anymore, though.
But then it was used for nobility to show the power
That's
of the
true.
rich and powerful, right?
Yeah.
Then it became for the people because artists were like, nah, fuck this. Let's show common people.
Yeah.
And I guess to not lose ourselves just in the image, to go beyond it, to go beyond what are we showing? Why are we showing it? I mean, fuck, Fern Gully came out in like what, 1991?
Fern Gully.
That it was clear. It was clear, but the message is there.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
we know the message,
Yes.
and like, why are we not getting it? Fucking Wally. Wally's one of the best examples of this shit, right?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
like
You know?
endless conversations
So-
or like videos or movies or whatever.
So
Yeah.
I'm
about
just reinforcing, like, let's go beyond just the aesthetic. Let's take action.
Yep.
I kind of
Very
wish
punk.
I'd pitch my old show again because that's like straight up
Oh.
environmental topics
it.
and stuff.
Well,
Do
Yeah.
it. As if you have time.
Yeah. I mean, I have this script. If I just made it into a comic, it's done.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Do it.
You know what I'm saying?
You have like 8 hours of sleep, right?
Yeah.
You can just get rid of like 4 of those.
And then
You know,
done.
Yeah.
All three of us have some sort of caffeine in front of us. I think that's kinda
very
telling
true,
you.
we do.
That's kind of telling you exactly how much time we sleep, which is
It's funny because like
Yeah,
I
I'm
get here and I
so
still get
shaky.
coffee,
Yeah.
but in the morning I have coffee like immediately when I wake up. So
Yeah.
it's just like I'm here. I got to do the second one.
I just hit the mic again.
Good job. Hey-yo.
We're disasters
Shots.
today. Oh boy. Just absolute fucking disasters.
no. I think it's really cool. It's a cool idea, and definitely in Toronto. If you're in Toronto, go to the Scarborough Bluffs Park. Go to High Park. Go to Centennial Hill. Check out the nature that we have.
Harborfront is gorgeous.
Harborfront. You
Yeah.
know,
I love
But like,
Harborfront.
be more involved with these places, and they're free spaces. Like you can go to walk in High Park any day.
Sure.
Yeah. And
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
yeah, and on top of that, if you're like I'm not good at gardening, but I would like to try. So like if you're like me and you live in like an apartment where like it's a converted house, so you have like potential front garden area, ask your landlord, "Yo, can we start a community garden?"
Yeah.
That's a really great opportunity to do that. If you
Yeah.
live in a house where you have a garden, take advantage of that. If you're like me and you kill everything you touch, it doesn't hurt to try. There's still hope for us. I'm sure. I'm gonna keep trying. Okay, you can't stop me. I'm gonna murder so many plants. until I get it right.
You're a mass murderer of plants.
I don't know why I can't do it.
You mean well, though. The intention is there.
The intention is so strong.
Oh my god.
I
We'll
want
figure it
to
out.
be. I want to be a green queer so bad. I want to be one of those gays with a million plants.
You got to use technology.
I do.
You gotta let it remind you when to plant it and all that stuff.
Exactly. I need a robot to do all my gardening for me.
Because what it is we're just really busy, right? Like we put a lot of time into a lot of stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
and
Or I
it's
love
like,
them too much and I just kill them accidentally.
Just put too much water. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need more, right?
You need more, right? I
You need
love
to be
you.
spilling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, like
Look up solar punk. I swear.
yeah,
You will
or
not be
guerrilla
disappointed.
gardening.
Guerrilla gardening.
Guerrilla
Yeah.
gardening is another really cool
There's gonna be a
thing to
lot
look
of
at.
links on this episode.
So many links.
Gonna be a
I'm
lot
so
of
sorry
links.
to myself and you.
Yeah.
I'll send you the list.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's what we do, sharing these informations and stuff. And yeah, we appreciate each other.
Mostly.
No, I don't. No, I do.
Yeah.
No, I do.
I like you guys. You know.
I appreciate the information that you've given us. That's really cool. Turned out it's like a full episode. I love it.
Yeah, how the fuck did that happen? I
pretty
honestly
cool.
didn't think it would be. I was like, yeah, I'll just go all squawk about this thing I've been obsessing over for the past few days.
Turns
and-
out it was a 1-for-1.
Yeah. Oops. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, let's face it, I didn't have it either.
Oh, jeez.
You're like, I need to keep this conversation going because I haven't decided yet.
Well, tell us what you think about environments and art together. We'll share some images that I thought was really cool on a Discord. It's pretty rad.
Give us
And-
tips on how to garden.
And on the comments
Please.
on YouTube,
Yeah.
let's talk about solar punk, and maybe you guys can share us like links and stuff like that. We're trying to build more on the YouTube side. So, congrats for the episode 2 of our YouTube channel.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mar.
Thanks for checking it out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And where can people reach us?
Send your dicks at wereyourfriends.ca. You have to do the send your dicks thing.
Send your dicks.
Thank you.
Send your dicks.
That was shocking.
Yeah, send us like tree
dicks.
dick-shaped trees.
Yeah. Adam wanted to send me an AI dick. Send your dicks.
Oh, I don't
but he
think you
couldn't
can.
find
Yeah.
couldn't find an AI
They
thing
censor
that
it, yeah.
Yeah.
They censor it.
He was like, God damn it, I have to
Just-
pay like $50 just to
Yeah.
get one AI penis. No,
That's-
thank you. He was so distraught.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's really messed up.
Art can't be censored.
But yet
Well.
it is.
That's another topic for later.
Censorship.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, send your dicks at weyourfriends.ca. And Instagram,
Yeah.
the gram, we.re, your friends.
Duh.
We're super active there, sharing all kinds of cool art and stuff. And we chat a lot on the Discord, so please check out our Discord. We engage with everyone and have conversations and stuff. And I promise that I will engage with a lot of viewers on YouTube, because we're finally on YouTube.
Yeah.
Finally.
We did it.
We went through so much to be here.
Oh my God. Tell us what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications.
God damn it.
Yeah, we have
I've
to say
always
that.
wanted to do that.
Yeah, we have to say that now.
Every time that we do something ironic, I actually kind of like legit want to do it. So now it's like, hit that bell for notifications. Hit us up in the comment below. What do you think about solar punk? If you have any like cool links that you guys want to tell us about, we here now. We in the building.
Oh dear. We're sorry to the building.
Apologies. Cool. So look, I want you to know this right now. You are never alone.
Because we're your friends.
We nailed it this time. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
God.
Because I had to like stop and pause and set it up. Okay, bye.
Bye.